Christian Atsu's lifeless body was pulled from a rubble of a collapsed building after 2 earthquakes hit Turkey and Syria in the wee hours of Monday, February 6. The long wait on news of his whereabouts in the immediate aftermath of the deadly quakes got the attention of the sporting world, and the official announcement of his passing was no different. Atsu was a devout Christian and had a close relationship with founding president of Worldwide Miracle Outreach Church, Dr. Lawrence Tete. In his speech that opened the program, Dr. Tete gave an uplifting message to the family of the former Newcastle United player.
Than to let him become missing, like for instance, what we are experiencing with Castro. Number 2, it's better that God cut everything short and called Atsu home than for him to have been paralyzed for the rest of his life. Number 3, it's better that God in his own wisdom decided to take him away now. So if there was any mistake and embarrassment was going to bring to the family, God cut it short. And number 4, for all you know, Atsu was sacrificed to your family.
Sports Minister Mustafa Yusuf led dignitaries from the sports fraternity to grace the event. The Ghana Football Association was heavily represented by President Keto Kreku, General Secretary Prosper Harrison-Ado, Head of Communications Henry Asantuchum, and Executive Council members of the association Sami Enim Ado and Nana Odro-Safo. Lead men of the past regime of the association in former President Christian Atsu and former Vice President George Friye were present to pay their respect to the man who starred during their time in charge of the Black Stars. Honorable Yusuf highlighted the role the government has played since news broke of Atsu's disappearance in the wake of the natural disaster that has claimed over 50,000 lives.
The President of the Republic instructed the Ghana ambassador to Turkey to liaise with the Turkish authority, to find our brother alive. He issued a statement, a public statement, calling on all Ghanaians to pray for him. But unfortunately, we could not find our brother alive. But notwithstanding that, the president and the government ensured that we brought the body back home, and we gave a very beautiful reception by the vice president receiving the body at the airport. Now, the 1 week, government have taken all the costs of the 1 week to assist the family. And the funeral itself is going to be a state funeral. Government is going to take over every cost because of the contribution of Christian Atsu to the development of Ghana football. And also at the same time, the way and manner Christian Atsu passed on is something that is devastating to everyone. And that is the only time we should all come together as a country to give our brother, our son, a befitting funeral. So we wish the football family and the immediate Atsu family our condolence on behalf of the government and the President of the Republic.
CEO of Brekum Chelsea and GFA Executive Council member Nana Odro-Safo talked up the impressive turnout at the event.
My observation so far is the whole program have beaten my expectation. I knew people would come. Even people I'm expecting to see here that I'm not seeing, I know they will come. But the Ghanaians have shown so much love that you can see that we prepared for 7,500 people and maybe just a little. But now we have almost about 2,000, 3,000. It is fine.
New Patriotic Party presidential candidate Alan Cheremantin signed the Book of Condolence after he attended the event to empathize with the family and spoke on Atsu's commitment to the national cause.
Of all of Ghana's commitment to memorize him. We all know that he showed
and that's a very
commitment
cultural display
to the cause of our country.
Cultural heritage.
And in doing so, he also displayed humility,
very own
discipline, and he was kind-hearted. And as a national celebrity, this is the kind of disposition and comportment that I hope that all those who are privileged and honored enough to be in such positions to learn from Christian Atsu's life. You can see the outpouring of love, not only in Ghana but all over the world, following his demise. This is a real testament to the kind of person that he was. And we would also like to sympathize with his family, his wife, the children, and the larger extended family.
The cadet corps from Atsu's alma mater, TIMAS at Potton, made a presentation to the grieving family, while Citi and Bobobo groups sang songs. All activities at the ground was delivered in a measured tone. However, the controlled ambience turned up several notches when several Black Stars players thronged the AstroTurf, sparking a mad rush to get glimpses of legendary players like Asamoah Gyan, John Paintel, Stephen Appiah, John Mensah, Richard Kingston, Prince Tego, and Emmanuel Agyemang-Badu. Despite the chaotic scenes, the sudden loss of their mates was not lost on his teammates. Agyemang-Badu played at 3 AFCON tournaments with the late Christian Atsu and was one of the close teammates of the demised winger, who he described as a blessing for Ghana.
Yeah, what I can say is he was a blessing for the nation. We all saw what he did for the nation on the field, out of the field. His philanthropic work he has been doing and the kind of games he has really helped us in 2015, especially the African Cup of Nations that we came second. He was very instrumental in that African Cup of Nations. And even what is going on here right now has to show us that he was a great personality for the country. We have lost a great hero.
The moment of truth arrived once the pandemonium died out, and the date to observe the funeral rites for the late Atsu was announced.
On behalf of Abusuapani and the family of the late Christian Atsu Trasam, ladies and gentlemen, the funeral will be held at the forecourt of the State House. The forecourt of the State House on the 17th of March 2023. On the 17th of March 2023. At the forecourt of the State House, the funeral rite of the late Christian Atsu Trasam will be held.
In an exclusive chat, spokesperson of the Atsu family stated the date was fixed with Ghana President Nana Akufo-Addo's presence at the event in mind.
Actually, I said some time back that we're all looking for dates that will be convenient for all the stakeholders, i.e. the state, the Ghana Football Association, and the family. So upon careful deliberation, we agreed that 17th would be okay for all of us. So the day 17th was chosen.
Odro Safo, who was privy to the meeting between President Akufo-Addo and Christian Atsu's family, on the other hand, was quite emphatic on the reason behind the choice of date for the funeral.
We are doing the funeral on the 17th because the president wants to be part of it. As I speak to you, we fix the dates and we send it to him for him to okay it. He said he wants to be part of the funeral, nothing more, nothing else.
Just as the program started with a strong message from Dr. Lawrence Tete, the renowned preacher touched on a pointed note in his speech that calls for deep reflection as Ghana continues to mourn the passing of an individual with a big heart.
It took 45 seconds before read it for him to lose his life, for him to make his children fatherless, and for him to make his wife a widower, and to make his family members mourners. Live your life well, so when you die, you will have a life.
Family, friends, football stakeholders, ex-teammates, statesmen came from far and near to pay their last respect to the late Christian Atsu on the 1 week observation of his passing. The main funeral rites will take place at the forecourt of the State House on March 17, and that is when we will say the final goodbye to the late Christian Atsu. Reporting from the Ajigano AstroTurf for Citi Newsroom, my name is Yao Ej Minta.